Hey authors, I'm KM Robinson of KM Robinson Photography and Reading Transforms, and today we're going to be talking about how to market your book through snack parties. If you've been hanging out with us this week, you know we've been talking about using snacks to promote your books. And if you haven't had a chance to check out our blog post, I would suggest you pause this video right now, jump down into the show notes where I have posted the direct link to the blog post, or you can visit blog.readingtransforms.com to find out what we've been talking about. All caught up? Fantastic. Now that you know how to connect your snacks to your books to make your readers think about you more often, you can then expand upon that to create an even cooler way to connect with your fans. We're actually going to be looking at the second idea, where you're creating an event for your fans, and we're turning that event into a community event. And we're doing that by doing it through a live broadcast. Now, for this, you're going to need a live broadcasting platform. I would recommend Periscope, Facebook Live, or YouTube Live. About a week or two before your party, make sure you reach out to your fans and you let them know what's going on. You want to provide them with a list of ingredients and a list of tools that they're going to need to create your snack. Now, you're not going to give them the directions on this because you're actually going to be doing that through your live broadcast. Once the day of the party arrives, you're going to want to jump onto your broadcasting platform, and you're going to need to give it a few minutes because it's going to take a few minutes for your fans to all log on. So just some chit-chat at the beginning is going to be really good for connecting with your fans. Once you've given it a minute for everyone to jump on, you're going to want to greet everybody, welcome them by name. If you can see them popping up into your platform, make sure you're using their names to really connect with your fans and say hello. You don't have to say hello to everyone, but take a couple of names and make sure that you give them shout-outs. You're then going to introduce yourself and let everyone know what you're doing. You're going to want to remind them how this particular snack is connected to your book. You're going to want to remind them several times throughout this process so that they connect it in their minds whenever they see the snack, or they're in the kitchen, or they're using these tools, or they're doing the things that you're doing within this broadcast. You want them to think of you and your book and this event. So remind them again and again and again in as many different ways as you possibly can. Your goal here is to create a really cool, fun event for your fans to take part in, but you also want to drop some really cool knowledge on them. You want to make this valuable to them. So the first thing you need to do is get started. You want to choose a simple recipe, one that doesn't involve a lot of cooking, because you don't want to have a lot of blank space or empty time that you need to fill. So if you're cooking something in the oven and it's going to take half an hour, you're going to have half an hour of content to fill that up. So keep it a slower, low maintenance snack that you are using within this so that you don't have a lot of that extra space. Save the more elaborate stuff for when they're doing it on their own. Within your broadcast, you're going to want to have some stories to share with them. So during that downtime, when you're mixing things together or you're waiting for something to heat up, you want to give them some really cool stories and insight into the world that you've created through your book. So make sure you have behind-the-scenes stories. Make sure that you have some tips about how you wrote it or where you wrote it, or tell them about your favorite chapter, tell them about your favorite character, or even do a live reading or questions and answers if you have a little bit of extra time. Any way that you can connect with the fans and add value to your party is going to be great. You may want to be mindful of food allergies. Maybe you could have an alternative, or you can come up with a snack that maybe is a little more inclusive, but you don't need to worry about it too much because they don't have to do it with you. They can just show up for the party and have some other snack. Again, the content here is what is key. You want to add value to your party by giving them that insight and that time with you and that connection to your book. So that really should be your focus of this. At the end of your party, there's something really important that you need to make sure you take care of. Remember, we're living in a digital age, and events are happening digitally. And if your fans don't know that they're happening, did it really happen? If you don't have proof of your party, it didn't exist. So you have to create that social proof to show other people that yes, you had a party, and yes, people attended, and yes, it was awesome. And the way to do this is by having your fans that have joined your party take a selfie. So have them hold up their snack, take a selfie, get it online, and use a hashtag that you have created for your party. I would recommend either hashtag your book's title and snack party, or hashtag author name snack party. Now, of course, if you want to go a little more simplistic or a little more inclusive, you can just say hashtag book snack party. But make sure that you have that specific hashtag in there so people can follow along. And you also want to remind them to tag you in these photos. Now you can take this a step further by actually posing with your camera and having them take a selfie with you. So what you would do is hold up your snack in front of your camera or your computer screen so that they can see you. They can pose next to the computer with their snack, take their selfie, and then get that online. The key here, of course, is to use that hashtag and to tag you in it. After the party's all over, you need to go on a retweeting, regramming, and sharing spree. Make sure that you thank people for being there, call them out by name, and shout out to the world that all these people have attended and were hanging out with you and did something really, really awesome. As you're wrapping up your live broadcast, you can take some time to do some questions and answers. Make sure you are thanking everyone that attended. Call them out by name if you can. They are popping up in your chat screen. Make sure you use their name so that they can feel that connection to you. Also, make sure that if you have information about your next event or your next party, your next book, any information you need to give them, that you are giving them that at the very end. You want to remind them one more time where they can find you next and how they can connect with you. And of course, the main thing is connect that snack that you just created and this entire event to your book. Make sure one final time that they make that connection so that every time they see that tool that they use in the kitchen, every time they walk up to their kitchen counter, every time they see the ingredients that they put into the snack, that they are thinking of you and your book. Now remember, as you are planning your party, you want to inform them about a week or two in advance. Give them the tools and the ingredients that they will use. During your broadcast, make sure you're interacting with them and you have valuable content to add into what you're saying to give them a reason to show up to your event other than just to hang out with you. Make sure at the end that you are wrapping everything up, you are connecting it to your book, and then you're reminding them where to find you next. The more that you do this, the better it's going to be. And if you feel you need to practice in advance, go for it. No one's going to know if you practice beforehand. You can make that snack 1,000,000 times beforehand, as long as you know what you're doing. And remember, this is a live broadcast. You're going to mess up. Things are going to be a little weird, and it's okay. The key here is that you're hanging out with your fans. You're being real with them, and you're doing something really fun. For more strategies on marketing your book or more tips on how to create your author brand, check out www.readingtransforms.com. You can also check out blog.readingtransforms.com for our written content, and you can hit up our YouTube channel where we have videos just like this one to help you learn how to improve your marketing, your photography, and your branding skills. I'm KM Robinson of KM Robinson Photography and Reading Transforms. Stay inspired.